Mays left behind.
Called me Pee-wee. Called me Pee-wee. I tell you what, his hometown of Birmingham, Alabama tonight, well, where he played in the Negro Leagues, it's now become a celebration of life instead of a tribute. Mays played with joy, command, and respect for the game, and he always put on a show.
Here's a pitch to Willie. Swung on, hit deep to left. That one is way back, way back, way back. Finished by number 600 for Willie Mays.
To say Willie Mays was a great baseball player is an understatement. You cannot mention the 5 greatest players of all time without bringing him in the discussion. Born in 1931, the son of a steel mill worker, Mays learned the game at an early age, and although his Alabama high school had no baseball team, it was clear that sport would define him. At 16, he was playing for the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro Leagues. The day after he graduated from high school, he signed with the New York Giants, and by age 20, was in the majors playing games at the Polo Grounds. That was 1951. His career was briefly put on hold for 2 years because of military service. By 1954, he was back in a baseball uniform, doing what he did best. His over-the-shoulder catch in the '54 World Series win over Cleveland is still considered by many the greatest catch in the history of the game because it was the first of its kind. He was the National League's most valuable player in 1954.
I think I've got you. Did you hit your 31st home run today? Do you play center field? Are you say, hey, Willie Mays?
It was his bat that did a lot of the talking. For 8 years running, he drove in over 100 runs. His 660 career home runs is 4th all time. His career batting average was .302. By 1958, the Giants had moved from New York to San Francisco.
From the wonderful world of sports, we bring you Home Run Derby.
High fly ball into right center field. This may go all the way. It's way back there and gone into the right center field bleachers.
He led them to the 1962 World Series and became team captain in 1964. That was followed by another MVP award in 1965. Almost 40 years after he retired in 1973 as a New York Met, he was considered baseball's greatest living ball player, a label of which he took offense.
I never liked that. Well, if you're the greatest ball player, you just say you're the greatest ball player, rather not the living ball player. What good is that? I heard that when I first heard it. I don't know if you were around. When I first heard it, I said, well, wait a minute. You mean I got to be passed away before you guys give you credit for doing something?
He was inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1979.
I arrived in New York City on a Friday at 4 o'clock, scared to death with 3 bats in my little briefcase, my glove. I didn't have a uniform. I didn't have a hat. Leo said to me, son, as long as I'm manager, you are my center fielder. You do not have to hit. Just go out and catch the ball. And from those words from Leo DeRocha, I think, gave me a little courage.
When AT&T Park first opened, a landmark statue was erected in his honor at 3rd and King Streets in San Francisco. By then, his godson, Barry Bonds, was setting home run records of his own. When Bonds passed Mays on the career home run list, Mays was there to pass on the torch. In fact, Mays was a fixture at the ballpark, often hanging around the clubhouse, telling stories and passing on wisdom to current Giant players.
And one of the greatest players that's ever lived. It's awesome to get a chance to come out and talk to him.
He brings a lot of history with him, not only about him, but with him to the game every time he's here.
Here it is. Struck him out.
After San Francisco won the World Series in 2010, Mays returned to New York to share the title with Giant fans there.
I used to go up and down this street all the time, so I'm familiar with this area. That's why I want to come back and let all of the young folks know what I was doing here.
The Polo Grounds Stadium is gone, but the streets where he once played stickball is there. Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid.
Say hey, say who, say Willie, that Giant kid is great.
His position in the history of baseball will live on forever.